Hey guys, I'm back with another coding tutorial. I think this is tutorial 5, and I'm sorry if there's any background noise today. It's very busy around my house. Now in the last video we left off with a pretty basic HTML page, as you can see right here. It had some social media links on the side, and a basic menu up there, and a max width, and then a responsive menu. Today we're going to be doing two main things. We're going to be improving these social media links to have to sort of slide out when you hover over them and stuff like that. And then we're going to be sort of just giving it a better feel. We're going to be mostly working with CSS transitions. So let's get started. As we said, the first thing that I was going to do was, in our menu right here, we're going to make these social links sort of slide out a little bit when we hover on them. So how we're going to do that is, if we head into our code, we have our 4 little links. What we're going to do is we are going to put a we're going to remove these break tags, and I'm pretty sure this is how you do it. Been a little rusty on doing stuff like this, so div, and we're going to do class is equal to share slide. So to slide out, and yeah, that's what I'm doing for now. So I'm going to repeat that for every other one, so I'll get back when those are. Now that we've got our share links in, we can go and style them up. So go into your page, your CSS page. I'm going to put this above the media query. Generally, you want to keep your media queries below your main content. So I think it was slide share. Share slide. Sorry. So share slide. That's hair slide. We're not sliding bunnies. Moving on. In our thing, we're going to do a few basic things. Number one is we're going to position, display is block. This is replacing what the div tags did previously. And I'm going to check to make sure this works properly. Whoa, Camtasia. Sorry. I'm going to make sure these display properly. This display fine. So it's basically just removing the need for break tags. And the next thing we're going to do is position relative. Next, we're going to begin using selectors, CSS selectors. So dot share slide hover. When you hover on it, we're going to say left 5 pixels. Now pop it out from the left when you hover, like that. Next, we're going to make it smooth, and this is when we get into those CSS transitions. Well, let's get started. This is the meat of stuff. So because we're doing a basic website, and because I don't want to type stuff out a ton, I'm going to use an asterisk. An asterisk is the generic symbol for everything. So everything is going to have this applied to it. We're going to say transition width 2 seconds. Sorry for that background noise again. Width 2 seconds, comma height 2 seconds. Actually, give me a sec. Okay, I believe this works. You can say all 2 seconds, likewise, and close it off with that. I think that works. Let's go try that. You also have to add a WebKit transition for the other browsers that don't support it normal. All 2 seconds, like that. Now if we go into our website and refresh. Oh, give me a sec. Yes, my bad. I forgot. Kind of keyboard. We can't actually use left 5 pixels. I'm so sorry. We have to translate it in order to get our beautiful animations to work. So we're going to say transform, translate, and we're going to say, okay, so this is where we're moving it, and then it's of course y comma x. So we're going to say, x comma y. So we're going to move it. How much should we say? 10 pixels from the right. 10 pixel comma 0 pixels, and we have to copy this quick because there's a few browser browser issues which we have to fix, just like when we had the animations. So what you have to do is you just basically use prefixes. So there's ms transfer just ms. Then there's WebKit. So WebKit transform, like that. Now if we head back in, F5, as you can see, it moves out when you hover on it. Now, well, that's 2 seconds, so we might want to tick that down a bit. So we can say, let's tick that down to about 0.6 seconds. That's short, but it makes it much smoother, I guess. So there you go. As you can see, you have a few nice links. Now, if you notice, it will animate the rest of our page, for instance that, but it won't animate our menu because our menu is set on a simple display, don't display type thing, which we can choose to fix if we want to, which I might cover that in a later video, but for now, we're going to leave it the way it is, I think. As you can see, we have our menu links, and everything is running smoothly. Now let's do a little bit, actually, yeah, let's do that menu thing now. We're going to make it so when we click this, it drops in instead, okay? That's gonna be pretty fun. So instead, if we go to our menu bar here, menu, display none. We're going to remove that because we still want it to display just in an unseeable place. So display none, top, minus 100%. You want it to be 100% up from the top. Then, when it's checked, you don't want to display it as block. Well, I mean, you can, but it won't do anything. You want to say top, 0 pixels. Now this should slide it in from the top. So if we refresh, there we go. We have a nice slidable in menu, and this is using those CSS transitions. Now, you don't want to use this 24/7 on your thing, as it may lag up the browser. Now, if you notice, these social media links are in front of our menu, which we can change with a simple z-index edit. So if we head to our share, I think we set what we set our z-index to 200. If we knock that down to 100, it should hide it. So no. What is our menu z-index set to? Dot menu z-index. I don't want to set that to like 200. Let's do that. Now it should hide them. Okay, it didn't hide them. Beep-a-dip-a-doo. It's a little weird. Give me a sec. Alright, so after fooling around for a second, I managed to fix it. And what we did is we removed the z-index from the share, which we could put it back if we wanted to, but instead I added it to the share slide. So that way it applies it to every share slide individually instead of applying it to the generic menu. This means we can adjust it a little bit easier. I don't know. It's just... The other thing I did was I made sure that our content, I turned the z-index on that down to 1 because we don't need that very high. And we turn the z-index on this up to 10. So it's above the content, but behind everything else. As you can see, if we click our button, it hovers over it. And it's perfect. Nice and beautiful. So let's add ourselves a theme. Sort of make our website look nicer. So how are we going to do that? Well, there's a few ways to go approach doing a theme. Number 1 is we can change some colors and fonts. And number 2 is you can change the interactivity and how the site works. For instance, if I make my entire site incredibly simplistic, then it will be that'll give an impression to the user. Whereas if I make it sort of like Forbes, so like similar to what this is now, where you've got content and like you can add whatever you want to this site, it will give them more of a blog impression. We're going to be going for the blog impression, and thus we are going to be mostly using colors and fonts. Let's get started. So first things first, we are going to select some colors. We won't get a ton of fonts today. First things first, let's select a header color. So first things first, of course, we're going to change that color in the header. So right now we have our background color set to 0000. Instead, we're going to set that to, how about 218C8D. So that changed to sort of a aqua blue thingy. Now if we go take a look at it, we can't really know how it affects our performance without looking at it. As you can see, that changes that to that. And changes. Now we can, next, let's change the natural color of our links. So what we do is we're going to go into here. We're going to say, right now our links are dark blue. For instance, if we tried to set add a link right here. So say this, we want a link. And we actually haven't covered links. Links are sort of like an @ symbol, I guess, is the easiest way to remember it. And then you just select a place to target using the href. I think we covered that. and we say, then you do it within the directory. It's the best way to do it instead of using an actual thing. You can say stuff.html, just an example. So that would be a link. Now if we go into our page right now and refresh and we have that link, it's weird. It's underlined, it's got all that stuff. We don't like that. Instead what we're going to do is we're going to make our links look different. So first thing first, let's go under here and add our @, no dot, no hashtag, because it's targeting all links. We can override this with other stuff though, so this is just a general thing. So first things first, we're going to say color is equal to hashtag EF7126, I think, for a nicer color. As you can see, that changed our link to this cool little orange color-ish thingy. Next things next, we are going to do text dash give me a second. Sorry, text slash decoration, sorry, is none. We don't want any text decoration, so no underline. It removes that underline, and now it's clearly different, so you think, probably a link, but it doesn't actually do anything yet. Like, it doesn't have a cool hover. So we're going to change that. A hover color is hashtag F9E559. Let's change it to yellow. Nice sort of light yellow. So if we hover, see, but that's a little bland. Maybe we should go for a blue. Let's try that. So let's go for 6CCECB. Now let's check how that rolls. It's pretty cool. Of course, I can't actually find it because it doesn't exist. But there we go. We have our links selected. But if we go big, we do have these, which aren't links. Now we're going to style those links a little bit differently in a later video because we're actually kind of running low on time right now. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do a last thing and set the entire body's background color to F9. We're going to do that same yellow, F9E559. That'll change it to yellow, but then you're saying, hey, what the heck, dude? Our entire page is yellow, and that is weird. That is really weird. I completely agree. And how we're going to fix that is we are going to go, and I'm using a color combo right here. Select some sort of colors. What we're going to do is we are going to go into our content right here, and we're going to set the content background color to white. And that will make our content have a nicer background. But as you can see, that is a little weird. So we're going to change that quick as the last thing, and we're going to set our background color, or our content's height, to 100%. So change, did not change our height. We'll get back to you on that in the next video. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Sorry for ending at such a weird place.